Flying Wild is a national curriculum that helps students to learn about birds and their habitat and how human beings can conserve them. And it is filled with activities that we're doing outdoors here today to help children to learn more about birds. I really like to teach about birds, so to be able to work with 7th and 8th graders on an activity that helps them to teach about birds to 1st and 2nd graders was really, really exciting for me.
Some 300 1st and 2nd graders learned about conservation and bird life at the student-run Bird Festival at Pittsburgh's National Aviary. The project was a collaboration between the Aviary and Pittsburgh Public Schools, with funding from the Alcoa Foundation. The children were guided by Aviary staff and 25 student leaders from the 6th, 7th, and 8th grades who'd been planning this day for many months. They're the ones in the gray t-shirts.
We're going to introduce you to some birds right now, okay? Yes. So we're going to walk you in a nice little line. I need you to stay in this pretty line you made. This is great. So I'm going to walk you over to where that National Aviary sign is, and you're going to form a nice big semicircle, okay? You want to make sure that you stay in your circle and you pay attention. You're going to learn some cool stuff and see some cool birds.
All the students gathered to meet a red-tailed hawk named Prince and its trainer, Kathy Schlott.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Kathy explained that Prince is a keen-eyed carnivore who spots small prey and eats it whole. Since not all birds fly all the time, the students watched the southern ground hornbill strut its stuff. This native of Africa is a meat eater whose diet includes snakes, mice, and lizards. It plays with a rubber lizard, but knows there's a real edible treat in store. The Bird Festival routed the younger students through 5 stations featuring hands-on activities designed and led by the older students.
Who's ever been bird watching before?
No.
All right, you. So, what is bird watching?
Future birdwatchers learned how to use binoculars and a field guide to spot and identify various species of plush birds perched or hanging in the branches of nearby trees.
Over there.
So nice and all red. The bird is the northern cardinal.
An obstacle course called Bird Hurdles had students trying to dodge some of the dangers birds face, such as air pollution and predators like cats and larger birds. Students let their artistry run wild to design bird masks. Paper plates cut in half with holes for eyes and beaks formed the background for coloring with crayons and adding feathers, a reminder that all birds have them. The Bird Buffet showed students how simple household utensils illustrate the way beaks have adapted to help birds acquire food in their natural habitats. Some birds crack nuts, others spear fish or scoop aquatic life into their bills.
If it was a hummingbird, would it have a curved, hooked beak like a hawk?
No.
No. Could a hawk eat nectar out of flowers very easily?
Don't give them a hard time, we'll break the flower.
Right. So now when you see birds, look at their beak and see if you can guess what do they eat. Have you all been inside the aviary?
I have.
Have you all seen the big, tall, pink birds? What are they called? Flamingos. And their beak is like what? It's
like really long and it's big
and it's bent, isn't it? It's bent like a shoe. It's big like a shoe and it's bent. And what do they eat? Do you know?
They eat fish and shrimp and they eat
Shrimp.
A colorful food chain activity showed how the tiniest plant eaten by the tiniest bug starts a pecking order, pun intended, of food consumption. and birds can play a variety of roles in that chain.
Now, the ones that we're talking about, the only ones that eat meat, they're called carnivores. Do you guys know what it's called? Plankton. It grows underwater.
For the festival finale, students marched into the adjoining park to see the aviary's lanner falcon turned loose to pursue its dinner. An aviary trainer lured the falcon with bait on the end of that spinning rope. After a couple of swooping passes, the lanner falcon clutched its prey and brought it to the ground, protecting its food with spread wings while it enjoyed its snack. By then, it was time for the students to head back to school for their own lunches.
I love having kids be out on a day, around some bird center activities and just thinking about birds for a day. I just think that's a fantastic thing. And I actually talked with some of the older kids. I said, would you be interested in a bird club? If we had like a junior bird club, would that be something you'd be interested in? They were like, yeah, that'd be good.
The National Aviary is one of 2 Pennsylvania organizations certified to provide the Flying Wild curriculum. It was developed to introduce birds and conservation to school children in real-world settings. The middle school students are tasked with developing the festival's components so elementary students can benefit from this hands-on learning experience.
I am extremely happy with the turnout. The 7th and 8th graders have done a remarkable job, and the 1st and 2nd graders who were here this morning from Pittsburgh King had an incredible experience that they'll never forget.